Okay, hello and welcome. There has been some news just dropped. I was actually working on something else, so I'm going to be kind of live reacting to it and talking through it. It is going to be the Call of Duty League Challengers. They've announced a bunch of new stuff. They've changed up the format, everything. I'm going to take a little look. So first of all, you can see they've announced the Challengers season, and you can see that the Scouting Series and the Elite are now a thing. Let's find out what they are. Call of Duty Challengers Scouting Series brings together 2020's top Challenger competitors and unsigned pros for a multi-day event. If you're an unsigned pro, then you're not professional. That's kind of how it works. To showcase their expertise in scrimmages hosted by each Call of Duty team. It's going to happen across 4 days in December. Coaches and GMs will draft squads from a pool of invited players to compete against teams drafted by rival coaches and general managers in the Call of Duty League. So it's interesting because it's kind of like a combine, right? Like, it's what we wanted to see. I've spoken about it before. I did think, we need to get these players' names out there. Very, very important, and this could help. I don't know whether these guys are going to go into an actual Call of Duty team. They may go in as subs. It may just be an opportunity to get on the radar of them. I do think it's going to be an awful lot of work for the coaches and GMs, because not only do you have to figure out from 128 players who you want to see and who you want to put into these drafts and all this sort of stuff, but then you're going to have to figure out, is this player playing well? Do we get to look at all these VODs? Like, there's an awful lot to break down watching a glorified 8 series, which is what they do. They basically put 8s into this combine. It's a combine / 8s lobby to see who's the best. So the event offers pro teams a closer look at the top-ranked talent yet to be signed to Call of Duty League contracts. So I suppose if you've got a player missing, they've probably already been doing it, right? Like, we've had a reduction this year in terms of players going into the league. I don't think, if we're being honest, this is for this year. This is a trial run this year for when expansion happens. That's what this is for. We already know most of the teams have already figured out who they're taking. So we'll figure this out. But I like the idea. I'm not against the idea. I think it's something I've asked for before. And for me, realistically, yeah, it's a combine, right? It's an experience for the players to go into it. The coaches are going to pick players, kind of like Pokemon. I choose you, go. But yeah, we'll see exactly how this one ends up working out. Let's have a look. Scouting reports will be provided to each Call of Duty league team organisation. Scouting reports. I hope that isn't just stats, because otherwise it's going to be some kill-hoary games, like really kill-hoary games. Providing with the valuable intel needed on prospects for the Call of Duty ecosystem. It's going to be stats, isn't it? It's going to be stats. Unless they've got dedicated observers or experts watching the games and giving back feedback. But surely that would be the coaches. There just isn't. Is there enough people, like ex-pro players, coaches, to provide? Who's making the scouting reports? If it's like an actual scouting report, like, is this guy a good decision maker? Is he over challenging? Is he doing X, Y, and Z in these? That's gonna be crazy. So happening in December. It's an invite-only event. 64 players in North America and 64 in Europe. So the Europe one's going to happen over here, obviously, because nobody's going anywhere right now. There's no way they're all going to try to get into the States for this. It's just not going to happen. So it's going to be obviously online as well. Surely, right? Say anything about it? No, it's got to be online. I'm sure it's got to be. It'd be reckless to do it otherwise. So that's going to be fun for these players. The event will feature a mixture of the top-ranked Call of Duty players and unsigned Call of Duty League Pro players from the 2020 season. During each day of the 4-day event, 48 players per region will be drafted into the matches by the Call of Duty League teams. So, not all the players get to play. Oh, it's going to be on Held Online. There it is. Held Online. North American players will play against North American players, and Europe will play against Europe. Yep, that makes sense. But only 48 players out of the 64 from each region. So it's leaving out players. 16 players each day is going to go, no, you're not good enough, we don't like you. That's going to suck to be one of those 16 players. I've made it into the scouting series and now I can't play today. We've got to keep an eye out for more official information. And if they choose, teams will have the ability, if they choose to stream scouting series scrimmages. Call of Duty League will not stream the event. I kind of want it streamed though. Like, if it's a combine and we're building up these players, stream it. Just stream it. we kind of want to see it streamed. Just stream it. I hope the players stream it. And I hope the teams stream it, because otherwise, it's kind of a waste of time for a lot of it. We're doing a big combine, and I think probably in the future it will be. Yeah, so that's a scouting event. Some thoughts on it? I think good idea. Like I said, I like it. It's a combine. It gets the players out. It's going to be more important for next year. I think, yeah, next year is going to be the important one, because that's when we should have an expansion next year. Hopefully a big one. And obviously there's going to be a lot of players that want to be signed, and this is likely where some of the new teams will take a look, and we'll have a bigger kind of combine here. Although I've got to start calling it the scouting series. Not a bad idea. It's going to allow some players to potentially have a chance. A little bit worried about the European side of it. I feel like, I don't know who these invited players are, but I feel like some of the North American staff and coaches don't know anything about European Call of Duty. I mean, I'm over here and I don't know everything about it. I certainly don't know all 64 players I would invite, and then who I need to draft and put into the series is. I hope the research is being done. The other part of that is it's still very difficult to get over to America. So even if players do end up being signed, unless you literally just decimate the scouting series and like 1v63 the rest of them, are you going to get picked up and taken over visa-wise? Also, isn't it a bit late for visas? Like end of December, going into the Christmas period, getting a visa done, paying all that, getting into the league and then getting into America, because people are talking about whether or not they can get in at the moment, and I've spoken to some pro players. So that's interesting. Let's go on to the next one. This next one is the Elite Series. Call of Duty Challengers Elite is a new program developed to elevate the best amateur teams in North America and Europe. This new tier of amateur competition will carry a dedicated prize pool and feature 8 teams in North America and 8 in Europe battling in regional competitions. It feels like the Black Ops 3 League all over again. Call of Duty Challengers Elite competitions will take place over the course of the 2021 seasons. Teams in North America and Europe will earn a place in Challengers Elite via qualifying competitions. Regional and territorial restrictions will apply, detailed at a later date. Top teams determined by Challenger points will compete in qualified tournaments to secure their spot in each Challengers Elite stage. So you've got to get your Challenger points. So it's all Challenger points. It's only Challenger points. Elite will feature 8 teams in each region, 8 in North America, 8 in Europe. North American teams will only compete against North America, Europe against Europe. Teams will play in round-robin matches. The teams with the best record in their respective region will compete in a playoff bracket to secure their spot for the next stage of Call of Duty Elite competition. I mean, it does kind of feel like the Black Ops 3 leagues again. Obviously, it's just a slight rank down because there's those 12 teams of pro players aren't going to be there. I kind of like that, actually. That's a little bit better, because one of the biggest problems with challengers, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, is that you can't focus on every team, because some of, when you've got that many teams, they can kind of suck. They can have just bad teams, right? And nobody wants to watch a really bad team when you know there's better teams. But if you take the 8 best North American, 8 best Europe, then at least you've got a basis saying, hey, this is still very high level Call of Duty. I mean, if we have some bad matches in the Pro League, there could even be better Call of Duty in this Elite Series. And it also means that if you're in the Elite Challengers, it is a step above. It's better marketing for the players. They might be able to get actual sponsorships because it will be streamed. This looks like it's replacing homestands and everything else. So that kind of makes sense. A multi-week competition series consisting of round-robin and knockout matches. The rules are going to be announced. It will be broadcast on the Call of Duty League channel, so that's fantastic. This is all good news. We'll figure out when the schedule's coming, more deals on the broadcasts. All going to be announced later. This is great. This is much better for the players. They don't have to worry about just 2Ks and going to homestands and all this sort of stuff. It's probably also a little bit due to COVID, because you can play these online. You don't have to worry about like Europeans trying to get over to the North American ones on all these big events and stuff. I don't know whether or not they're still doing the homestands next year. That hasn't been announced yet, but this is all very promising so far. This does seem like a step forward, something they've thought about, of actually showcasing the challenges, right? Which for me is great, because that's exactly what we want to see. It is exactly what we need to do for grassroots Call of Duty, is actually showcase players that may make it into the league in future. So, yeah, that's great. What else have we got here? Call of Duty Challengers. So this is everything, prize money and stuff that's going to be released later. The scouting series has been announced. Learn more. Challenges, cups and ladders. So there's still going to be cups like 2Ks and stuff, and competitive ladders. So it looks like you're still going to have to play on the GB ladders to get challenger points. And also cups. So they're going to be very big. The 2Ks are going to be very big to get you into the Elite Series. A little bit of a grind for them. Don't think it's too bad to qualify so much, but it kind of depends on how much they put forward. I don't want anyone to have to play like 1,000 GBs a day to get points for challengers. Even like 3, it's kind of a moot point. I would like to see some cleverer way. I don't think it's going to change this year. I think they just want to play people on the GB ladders, getting the pro points. Also, by the way, it's no longer called pro points, it's called challenger points. I'm guessing they've done away with pro points because you're not a pro, you're a challenger, and the pros don't need points, they're already signed. So it's now challenger points rather than pro points. Challengers Elite, yep, that's the next bit. It's a bigger, it looks like a bit of a league / playoff format. It's all good here. And this is, they've put out a path to pro, so this is a more dedicated way of actually figuring out how we should be getting into this. You know, you've got to be 18, obviously. Got to play in the region which you reside, 4 players, and include up to 2 eligible Call of Duty League players, subs, subject to player contract terms, the 2 ways. If it's still the 2 ways, I think everybody will be allowed this year. There's no subs allowed. Oh, no subs, I'm guessing Call of Duty League can be from the same, different Call of Duty League. No subs. Oh, no sub-ins, I'm guessing. There's no subbing in players. You've got to be that team. And you can't change that team and have a sub or whatever. So, alright, okay, that makes sense. Pretty much the same stuff here, like eligible, subs allowed, roster lock, this is elite, this is challenge. It's all basically the same thing. Here's the qualifying regions, cups and ladders, Asia, Pacific, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, but they don't get an elite series, so there's no elite series for them, okay? Just North America and Europe. Got to have a Game Pass account, got to have challenger points. Okay, competition points, hold on. Challenger ladders, 100 point cap per win, 10 points for first win and 5 per subsequent win. 100 point cap per week. Okay, you still got to play a decent amount of games. Like a decent amount of games. I'm guessing that's 10 points for the first win on the day, as it used to be. So, it's not the worst thing. You play 1 game a day, that's 70, and then you play a sprinkle more everywhere else. It's still a good amount of points, though. Still a good amount of GBs. I imagine the players are just sort of rattled through it. They just want people on the ladders, right? Easy way to populate the ladders, and it's good for metrics. Challenger Cups, 2,000 Challenger points distribution. It's a 2K. Challengers Elite, 15,000 Challenger points distribution. So if you get into the Elite Series, get some decent points, you're going to be laughing. Once you're there, you might stay there unless you really suck. Additional events to be announced. Maybe a big open or 2. Competition schedule will follow. That's pretty much obvious to me. And this is just all Game Pass account, competitors. It's all pretty much the same thing. And this is just talking about what Elite is. So, all right. Well, there's a good amount to break down. I look forward to see like the scheduling, the prize pool, everything going on right now. I'm sure there's a lot of players out there now figuring out where they need to be team-wise for challenges and how it's all going to go down. But I hope you've enjoyed reading through that with me. I know I'm kind of trying to blitz through it and give my thoughts for it, but this is a good thing. If it's done correctly, it's a good thing. The system last year was terrible, especially the beginning, right? Homestands where you're not going to have all the good teams. You don't know whether a team's better than the other team. They weren't broadcast to begin with. You know, you got to showcase challenges. This is giving challenges actual own structure, and the scouting series, which I'm hoping will be streamed by the majority of teams and players. To scout for future years, and I'm guessing for the next year it will be bigger, but that's the news. That's the Challenger series revamped and added to with the scouting series and the Elite. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.